Hello, friends. How's everyone this week? It's Monday. I wish you were all in here so we could just let this play, but I can't let it play. We could have a beer. We could listen to some Anthrax. We could laugh. We could say inappropriate things. We could laugh about inappropriate things. But here we are. Internet recorded forever. It's something to keep in mind, everybody. This is recorded forever. I don't ever go back and edit these. Well, I think I've done it a couple of times, but I don't normally go back and edit anything out. It's exactly as you commented. It's exactly as I've stated, and it's irreversible. So what can you do? All right, we'll shut that up. So happy Monday. Good to see you. Who's here? We got Mark. We got Mike. We got Jason. We got Jesse. Unknowingly annoying. You said you got 5 on it. Well, you should have put that 5 on McGregor to lose. Apparently 98% of the bets were that McGregor was going to win. And if you know anything, if you know about UFC, he went into the ring with a bum leg, knowing he had a bum leg, to collect $30 million payday. The fight lasted 40 seconds. He crumpled a few times with his knee, and the ref called it because he could not continue. So that's how you make $30 million. And Vegas made a shit ton of money as well. They paid out some to the people who bet McGregor. Yeah, Conor McGregor would lose. And I wish I had known. But anyway, whatever. That's neither here nor there. If you had 5, that would be a great play. Oh, you're redacting messages. Okay. All right. Good evening, Brandon. Hello. Happy Monday to you. Phil's here. Hello. Number 1. Ron. Hello. And Tim. It's terrific. Well, it's a great gang. It's a great gang. Lance. And Lance is here. Let's make the Magic Duff Bucket appear too. What have you got for me today, Magic Duff Bucket? I'm waiting on soldiers. I'm waiting on reinforcements, to show up and bail me out. and Mitch hasn't sent them along. So people that bet on him don't follow MMA. But that's crazy because like 98% of the people. Oh, it's Guinness, by the way. I guess in honor of Conor McGregor. I don't know. And you know how I learned about his leg going out? Well, my son told me. But before that, I saw a post from Keelan Patrick Burke. They share a motherland. Not a mother. Whatever they do in their private time is their business. Oh, hello. Hey, Maggie, good to see you. Signing on from the bowling alley while Emmett is doing his thing. It's been a while since I made it to a live. Well, glad to have you. And go get them turkeys, Emmett. Well, I don't know what they get. I don't know what you get past 3 strikes in a row. If it's like a lizard or something. It should build to like a dinosaur. But I don't think the people who get perfect games care about that stuff. But if anybody knows what you get beyond 3 in a row. Hello. Oh, yeah. Hello, Jeff. Otessa Moshfeg. It sounds like the angriest German word. 4 in a row. If you get after 3 in a row, you get 4 in a row. That's how arithmetic, math, and numbers work. Yes, Otesha Metzveg. I gotta say that is the next chapbook author from Rapture is Otessa Mosfeg, and I know nothing about her, but Mitch was so excited that I looked her up, and she's like bona fide everywhere, accolades coming out of everywhere. She's got a lot of accolades. I think a lot of people really, and I've never heard of her, so I'm very excited for Mitch and Rapture. So, and myself, who gets to read a new author. Sounds like a heavy hitter, and I'm here for it. And then who else? Ramsey Campbell. I think I'm not speaking out of school, am I? That's gifable. We can make a gif out of that. We can do something with that. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm doing my video on Rapture, but don't tell Mitch. And Ramsey Campbell. Campbell. No, it was on Instagram. Okay. Cool. I've had a few 300s. Damn, Mark. Mark's throwing stones tonight. You're dead in the water. Mark at 8. Smokey. Very awesome. Congrats. Boom goes whatever you got going on, Jesse, but boom goes. It's a foul card. Yeah, but when is a row full? I don't know. Okay. No, you're just speaking out of school. I received the email. No, you're not speaking out of school. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's a couple other ones he told us who would be the authors, I think, in the speakeasy, maybe. I think he did. And I have to go back and look. But everybody else got teases, little teases. So I got to watch what I say. I think after 3 in a row, you have to buy your team members a round of beers. Oh, what's up, Burger Hicks? Aaron, good to see you. Jim Chidester, a little late. So yes, I don't know who this author is. I'm very excited. I mean, Mitch and Rapture, I got to think of them as separate entities, right? Because it's kind of unprofessional to say Mitch this, Mitch that. It just feels like I'm not giving Rapture, the entity, its own due. I got split ends or something. I don't know. And I feel like every time I say Mitch, it doesn't have the gravity, right? Rapture Publishing has introduced me to some really stellar authors. There's Paneteer, Rebelline. Oh my God. Jess Hageman. Oh, who wrote Resurrection? Oh my God. Blanking. That's how new she is. Some great authors. Brian Evenson, Brother's Keeper. Great story. Good stuff. Great stuff. And I'm grateful for those little bite-sized entrees into new authors. So happy to meet Otessa. Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. Yes, November and December. He didn't announce in the email. No. Shh. Shut up, Jeff. Oppenheimer. I saw some of that movie. Some of it. That's a Christopher Nolan movie, I believe. Christopher Nolan is getting some controversy over his casting for what's the new one? The Odyssey. I almost said The Oracle. Anyway, I'm not a movie guy. You do you, Christopher Nolan, I loved his Batmans. I loved his Batman. Jeff, you're playing with your hair more than a teenage girl, but I giggle too. And don't forget Jeff Terry. Yeah, he did do a Jeff Terry chapbook. He's trying to forget it, but that's okay. We'll let him forget it. By the way, I have the last 10, and Phil, this is why you haven't gotten that bundle I promised you. I have the last 10 chapbooks, actual numbers. I'm going to be bundling them with swag bags. I'm going to be putting them up in the store. Anybody wants them. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to release it to the Patreons first. And whoever wants one, you get a little, get a little, you can get, maybe it'll never make it to the public. I don't know, but I got to figure it out. So I'm going to be uploading that to the website probably this week. And the reason I haven't sent your thing, Phil, is because I need names to go on the lanyard cards. And I have to get names of customers to print the sheets. So anyway, whatever. how the sausage is made. And but yes, so the last 10 chappies, actual numbers that exist in the world with a Philip Fracassi signature. Big time. Yo, Mitch is here. Mitch is here. Yes, there's Mitch. Mitch Hull. So if you say his name really fast together with no break, it's Mitchell, which is a great MST3K movie, which was a movie before it was an MST3K movie. It is what it is, you know. What's up? So, you know what? I think it might be fun. Maybe you could settle a bet for me. I'm going to play you a little video and you could tell me what you think of it. All right? So, let's just share the screen here. What? YouTube? No. This one. Yes. This one. Okay. I'm going to play this for you and you can tell me what you think. You got to have audio for this because I want to do it. I want to give it its full. I want to give it its full play. Night falls and the house settles. Darkness rises. Oh. What is that? What is that? Who will save us? I don't know, but we're gonna. A night soldier is gonna save us. So I just have a question about the animation. Does anything? What do you think of the animation? Hands. Okay, the limbs become little hands. Kind of out of nowhere. See, when you look at the hand down there. Here, I'll do it again. Look down here. Look at this. Boom, just blue fingers. There it is. That's the hand, and that's the hand. I mean, like, what are your thoughts? What do you think of this animation? I mean, does anything come to mind? Like, what leaps out at you when I first saw it? What leaps out at you? AI. Mike says AI. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing because when I first saw it, just that scene, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me. I'm looking at this. Is it AI? Says Aaron. You know, that's the thing. I mean, I saw this video and it's here's the other one. Here we are. So then you got this trailer. And when darkness falls and the house settles, right? Does the house settle here? No, a hero will rise. It doesn't matter. Darkness doesn't rise. His hero will rise. There he is. Got a spoon. It looks like he's going to serve up some fresh whoop ass. So I don't know what to think. Got a spoon. Kind of. That's it. Paul Michael Caine's Night Soldiers. So anyway, I when he posted this, I just asked innocently enough, who's the artist? Paul Michael Caine does art, you know, he does the art. He creates things. He's a creator. He works with other creators, people who, you know, write stories, draft images, do design, all kinds of stuff. They're all into a lot of creation. And it just kind of struck me, you know, who's the artist? And then down here, my friend Mitch wrote, don't want to accuse anyone of AI use, but these images and trailers did raise my hackles a bit. I mean, Mitch has very a very high bar for hackle raising. His hackles don't come up easily. He's slow to hackle raise. And here it raised his hackles a bit. Just a bit. So I commented to him. I'm like, I have a hard time believing that anyone who makes a living creating content would sell something created by AI. I just have a hard time thinking that somebody would do that in this field. I could see somebody with zero talent or design skills or writing skills leaning on AI to supplement their weaknesses. But somebody who makes a living out of this, surely you could see the inherent danger and harm to the whole field by feeding the goddamn beast that is AI. And so we did. We asked him, what's the deal? And Paul answered. So, a couple of people said AI. I would think AI also, says Lance. Got the babysitter lives from Paul today. Oh, SST. Very cool. Very cool. My grandma could have done better on Microsoft Paint. That's funny. Yeah, and I will say it struck me as AI as well. And so, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Who's the artist? Let's name the artist. And because it struck me as AI, but it struck me as really shitty AI from like 3-4 years ago. Back when AI wasn't even a thing, really. And it just looks god awful. And so I asked him, and then he starts out, Paul Michael Caine. Now, the question, if you can remember the question, who's the artist and was this AI? I lost my job of 22 years on Fifth Avenue, New York City, to Canva and ChatGPT. So he lost his job 4 years ago to AI and Canva. I don't understand how Canva is like a very point and click design program, apparently. I mean, I'm not even good enough to use it, but it makes design a lot easier and templated, I think. So I'm not speaking from an informed opinion, but Paul Michael Caine seems to think that probably junior staff got a hold of Canva and they busted him out of a job, which I would just say, if Canva can topple your career, then you really weren't firing on all cylinders. If you're replaceable by someone with less experience and a good tool, then you weren't delivering things that couldn't have been. You should have been untouchable. I don't know. 22 years of creating content for everything from this pharmaceutical to defense to the entertainment industry. Thanks for the resume. I'm not currently hiring. Let go with no notice or chance to prepare. And that sucks. And that's happened a lot. They just let go about a lot. Xbox people, Amazon Web Services people, all gone. Yes. I've been very fortunate to work some side gigs for folks like Lucasfilm, Ford, and DC Comics. That's pretty awesome. Be proud of that. And now 19th edition is my full-time gig. Good. Okay. Cool. Who was the artist and was this AI? I've hired artists to take on jobs on various projects. I love working with artists and other creators. Okay. Who's the artist and was this AI? But this story is personal to me, so I decided to take it on myself. You took it on yourself. That's a wide door. You could fly a Boeing jet through that door. You decided to take it on yourself. Of course you decided, it is your project, but you hire artists and other people to do jobs, right? Did you, and so you're doing the job, you're overseeing them, so you're taking on the project. Did you take on this project and give it to AI? Like, that's what I'm just wondering. And Mitch, you and I have worked together very well in the past. That's his opinion. I don't know anything, but that's Paul Michael Caine's opinion. I do know, as far as schedules go, he didn't get things out in a very timely way. And he promised things would look one way, and upon delivery, they looked a different way. That's just as somebody who supported the Kickstarter and saw what was delivered versus the prototype. Like, all right, dude, this isn't what exactly was promised. You want to explain that? Like, where's your, what happened is what I would want to know. Jeff, you compare me to a Nazi on one of your videos. I don't remember that, honestly, but maybe I did. Because of a professional relationship, that is a fraction of what I do with 19 Edition. So a professional relationship with Chismar, which is a fraction of what he's doing, right? So it's like, well, in my part-time, I sell fentanyl to kids. But I maybe shouldn't have said that. Maybe I won't get monetized. I don't know. This is for example. Or how about this? In my part-time, I sell I don't know. I sell handguns. No, I can't say that either. I sell something really bad to someone who shouldn't have it, but it's just a fraction of my salary. My overall income is far more. I only do this really, really awful thing a sliver of the time. I sell duct tape to serial killers. So what? I'm not responsible for what they do with the duct tape. They just need tape, and I'm the tape guy. That's what he's saying there. It's like, go pound sand, dude. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just a part-time villain. So don't look at that. And he had no answer for that. He never once said, he didn't even message me privately and say, Jeff, listen, I get it. And it really makes me uneasy too, that this guy's such a phenomenal prick and he screws people over. I'm kind of deep in with him right now, but once I clean up these projects, trust me, he is in the rear view. I will disavow him to the ends of the earth. Right now, I'm just trying to stay on the bridge instead of burning it under my feet. I wouldn't really respect that answer either, but at least it would be something of an attempt to own awfulness. Like, nobody should work with Chismar, honestly. He's a piece of shit. So that said, that's what he's putting distance, and he doesn't even mention who the person is, so nobody here who's eavesdropping on the conversation will know. And so I didn't do that. And then he did say, that tells me everything I need to know about you, that I compared him to a Nazi because he works with Chismar, tells him everything. Yeah, that I like justice, that I like standing up for people who I've never been victimized by. I mean, if you want to say I waited a long time for books and that's victimization, fine. But that doesn't even get my blood boiling anymore. It's mostly what he's done to authors and artists, and then how he's just blatantly ignored everyone else, told Todd Kiesling he's a funny little man, didn't give Jeff Strand any of his royalties for the e-publication of Cold Dead Hands, on and on and on and on and on with this jagoff. So, yeah, if that tells you that I don't like this bullshit, then good. Congratulations. Pleased to meet you, Paul. Happy you are aware of where my lines are. That tells me everything I need to know. And by your own reasoning, anyone who condones that also says a lot. I don't understand I honestly didn't even want to address it with him. And then he said, you also called me a douchebag, and he misspelled douchebag. I didn't correct his spelling. That I can live with. I learned long ago that you aren't going to make friends with everyone. Well, I did apologize to him for that. I said, all right, Paul, you got me on that one. That one is a legitimate beef. No one should be calling names. Like, once you get to name calling, you've run out of substance. You don't have a good argument. And I think I said it in a live. I'm like, that guy's a douchebag. So it was sort of a throwaway thing, but that's fine. I did apologize, and I meant it when I apologized, because that's not cool. You shouldn't do that. You honestly, if you can't keep from calling names, even though I just called Chismar a prick, I mean, there is some characterization that needs to happen. There is some level of, you have to know where I'm coming from, in my opinion. But he's right. I shouldn't have done that. And I gotta say, hearing somebody say that, like calling it out and saying, you called me a douchebag, man, that's kind of it's embarrassing, and it causes a certain level of cringe. You're like, yeah, it's not a good look, man. I get it. I can demolish you on substance. I don't need to resort. See, you get words mixed up in your 50s. I don't need to resort to name calling. If I can't make a point, and he's never made a counterpoint. So anyway, I read all that to show you. Not once did he say, I did all the art. Not once did he say no AI was used. And I don't know if Mitch is pointing it out. Hello, Kevin Hyman. Good to see you. The answer seems to be pretty defensive. In this day and age, it is a valid question about AI. In this community, to a creator, like it should be like holy water on a vampire. Any author, I mean, I see authors all the time screaming about how their books have been fed to the beast. And you could probably get a Keelan Patrick Burke type book from AI right now. They know his voice. That's the end. I mean, there is no coming back from that. Barnes and Noble is going to sell AI books. They're going to label them as such. This book written by AI or AI used to write this book. It's just there has to be a line, and there has to be a zero tolerance across that line. And I kind of expected Paul Michael Caine to say, I created the character designs and I plugged them in to have AI animate them, because I can't sit and do frame by frame stuff or even whatever animation programs the kids use nowadays. I don't have time. I can't do it. Own it. Own it. Just be a man and say that's what you did. Instead, he does this. Then he gripes, neither one of you has recently contributed to the 19th edition, blah, blah, blah. Why do we have to? Is this a commune? Are you a cult leader? Do you need a tithe? Are you asking for a donation or a gift to the Church of PMK? I don't think so. I don't know what I did to either one of you. I don't know. That shit make me laugh, but it does. 19th edition has done some real good in this world, and I'm very proud of that. We've raised funding in excess of $20,000 for our kiddos' high school. Well, congratulations, and I'm glad you did. I know a lot of parents raise a lot of money for their schools, and kudos to all those involved parents, I should say. Good for them. And we've helped members in their personal needs when the worst of life happens. Yeah, well, that's good. You're a commune that supports your cult members. I think that's fine. As I predicted in your previous interaction, nothing I say now to either of you will sway either of your opinions, and I'm totally okay with that. But if you don't have anything positive to say, move along. Okay. He did say something about I don't remember what it was, but he's like, you beat on me. The last time you both commented was to single me out and to try to beat me down for that same professional relationship I mentioned above. Why don't you name the guy, Paul Michael Caine? Why don't you just name him? Why don't you, for that same, that doesn't mean you're creating distance from Chismar. It's Richard Chismar. You should just say it. Are you that ashamed that you've taken money from a guy who's basically stiffed everyone and he's just the worst guy in the horror community? So two things. And so I responded to him and I said, if you think what we did was beating you down, that is more emo than the entire My Chemical Romance catalog. To say we tried to beat you down. That, oh my God, you're such... see, now I'm going to go into characterization again. I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, it's just so heavy-handed. You beat me down. No, we're having an adult discussion because there's two things in this community that I won't fucking stand, okay? Number one is Chismar, and number two is AI. So that's it. That's it. So he crossed both those lines, and I called him out, and he's never responded. He just pats our heads and say, you try. I'm better. I'm above it. So I just thought, and I'm glad a few of you have said AI because it did strike me as AI. It's totally AI. There's no two ways about it. I let the lie. I said, okay, as long as you're telling me it's not AI and you're the artist, that's cool. That's great. I'll take your word for it. And we will move along. But what Mitch said, I think he probably said it here. The thing is, he has done good graphic design work. Yes, but I've never seen anything in that style before. It just looks drastically different than anything, yeah, he's done before. And there are inconsistencies. And um, there was a notice on the feed, a warning that said some of this may have been generated by AI on Facebook, sort of like a community note. I don't know what that was. Mitch, you saw it. I don't think I saw it, but Mitch did. And it was like that sort of, did that raise your hackles as well? It's AI. That's why he didn't really deny or answer. Yeah, obviously, because I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Hey, Patty, good to get you here in mid rant. I ignored Chiz by not supporting him. I protest him by keeping my wallet shut. Yes. I would have asked, I would hate to ask for proof that it wasn't AI, but like, come on, AI is rabid. And if someone asked me if something was AI, I would prove that it wasn't immediately. You would scramble. You would really want to go out of your way, especially Rapture Publishing. If word got out that nothing, if that Chris Panettiere is using AI to do all his art, that would hurt. That would hurt a lot of people. And yeah, you would do everything you could because that would be a poor reflection on you as a business and Chris as an artist. And I honestly, I couldn't imagine that. That's a scandal I couldn't even conceive of. No way Chris would do that. Drink the punch, Jeff. Yeah, drink the punch. They all did. 19th edition punch. Yeah, just be like, I wanted to make something fun and used a program to animate a design. But the bookmarks look sus too, especially compared to the cover art. Yeah, I was going to pull those up, but I didn't want to start digging around. The bookmarks look different than the finished art. Like he could have touched them up, and maybe the bookmarks are his art, and he dropped it into AI, said, "Wiggle me some worms on this weird looking thing," and AI worked with it. That's what I think is true. And he's probably like, "I just did a couple of trailers." You know, it's like I just did a little bit of heroin, just a little, just to get me through this one project, or a little coke, just a little bit, just to get me through this project. A little bump got me by. Now I won't touch it anymore. Everything else is going to be hand done. And I'm just like, yeah, like it's. I just could not. I just could not say anything. And he's like, if you can't say anything nice, then just move along. And I would like to think calling out AI and Chismar is doing something nice for the horror community. Oh, there's a third thing that I can't stand, and that's censorship. So I'm glad Paul Michael Caine doesn't go that far to do censorship. He lets the post stand. He buries them because he's always posting, so they get pushed down. And none of his acolytes have ever stuck up for him. They're the wimpiest cult I've ever seen. Like, they don't come for the guy beating up their cult leader. They just let it happen, I guess. I don't know. It's what it is. It's silly. And probably, not even worthwhile. I do wonder if any of them see the conversations that are going on and then sort of like, well, what really? What's going on? And then he just does a pity party. He's just like, oh, my poor life. We all have bad lives. Okay, Paul Michael. I mean, everybody has struggles. So yeah, maybe I called him Goebbels or something. Maybe I don't know. I don't think nowadays I would be making a World War II Germany era joke. Like nowadays, I don't think I would be throwing that label around, but perhaps I did. But he saw the video, and I think he only got that. I think I only called him a douchebag on a live, so he saw a live, or one of his acolytes time-stamped it and ran back to him, and he saw it on the replay or something. I did thank him for watching. Hate views are views, you know. If I wanted to really get my channel going, I'd encourage hate viewing. I'd take on more unpopular. I just have honest, unpopular opinions, like my opinion 11/22/63. That gets me so much hate, which is fine, but it's an honest opinion. So I'm not going to make stuff up. I'm not a rage baiter. I love MCR. I like MCR when I was a young boy. When I was a young boy. Yeah. I'm actually going to go see My Chemical Romance soon. So I pulled them out. They are emo, though. You can't deny that. They're very emo. It is their brand. And for a moment, Paul Michael Caine was more emo than Gerard Way. Pause. If you take Beat Me Down out of context, it sounds crazy. Oh, and Shadow Flowers. So, see, Rob Loves Books wants to move along. Shadow Flowers. It's coming soon. I don't know if I would read it for you, but I don't have the arc. But I would read it for you. I would read it to you, maybe. Maybe I should just do an audio show one night. Just do an audio show and do read the book. After it's sold out, that'll be the entire thing. And, anyway, Facebook flagged it. Yeah, if you click on the 3 dots on the post, it says AI info. Oh, well, let's do that. AI info. And let's share that. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it says. This is just for entertainment purposes. Content on this post may have been modified with AI. This is based on a signal added by the tool used to modify the content. This signal can indicate a wide range of AI use, from photo retouching to generating entirely new content. So they're saying it may have some or all AI in this, which is fun, Paul. That's fun. See how it says it's AI info and how you didn't deny it was AI? You never once said, AI, I don't touch AI. AI took my job. He says that. And then he just walks away. Just boom, I'm not even going to address it. This whole cowardice packaged as maturity, or I am a pacifist, I am a nonviolent individual, and therefore I am above conflict. I have transcended your thuggery, and therefore I'm walking away. Hey man, guess what? It's still walking away. It's still not winning the argument. I really feel sorry for you guys who choose violence. Me and all of my followers, all of my acolytes here in New Jersey, on the New Jersey compound, we are above such things. So, there's the tail of the tape. I don't know what to do. What else was said here? What am I missing? Having AI write deceased authors reminds me of King's short story where deceased authors lived on to write more. Congratulations with Odessa Mashfeg. Thanks, dude. I love her. So stoked to work with her. AI could run CD better than Chismar. You know what? Okay, I will do. There will be a little carve out when I'm dictator of Earth. I'll do a little when I pass my dictates. There will be a little carve out for AI use. If it gets Chismar's books shipped faster, fine. But then once all the books are in everybody's hands and all the authors and artists are paid, then we all have a big bonfire in Baltimore. Rob, your excitement over Otessa is getting me excited, says Jason. Me? Did I hope I'm doing the emotions, because you guys can't be here to verbalize your chats. So I have to act them out. She is brilliant. Maybe you said Nazi sympathizer or something in reference to CD. Yeah, I'd have to go see the tape, but seriously, I cannot go back and watch my own lives. Just that ain't happening. Mitch, things just get better, huh? Keep it going. Yes. Hello, some random guy. Good to see you. Mark, things are getting nuts. Why is the Servitor the only Rapture chapbook not on Goodreads? At least I can't find it. It's not the only one not on Goodreads. There's another one that doesn't have an ISBN. And therefore, because I was gonna review bomb Death Bus if it was on there, just for fun, just to make it the most hated chapbook. Yeah, I love her writing. If Mitch ever gets Cassandra Caw, my head will explode, but in a good way. I've never read her either, but I've heard of her. So that's a huge difference. Otessa, I've never, and so I'm like, I second Jason's comment. Your excitement is contagious, and I'm also excited as well as you. Weird. I'll see if I can get it rated. Let me see what I can do. Okay, Jeff, you were correct last week. Freaking love Swan Song. I can't wait for Mitch to do a McCammon. Yes, Mitch. Levidian did a McCammon. Children of the Bedtime Machine. Sorry. Sorry for adjusting my wardrobe live. So yeah, I can't wait for Mitch to do. He said he's got a McCammon coming up real soon, right? Mitch, you got one? In fact, Mitch has a series of McCammons chapbooks. It's going to be like a whole novel told in chapters, and he's going to publish them as they go. Right? And they're going to be leather bound. And they're not going to be more than the lettered editions. They're going to all be $45. Mitch, when should I stop making promises for you? Me too, Chef. I've never heard of her either. I bought Nothing But Black and Teeth just for the title. Haven't read it yet, but that was a first for me. Hello, RA. Good to see you. I heard Nothing But Black and Teeth wasn't very good, though. That was just what I heard. There were two, like Stolen Tongues and Nothing But Black and Teeth. That cover is badass, by the way. Those two books were very, very, very buzzy. But they're the two that I kept hearing bad things about. Or mixed reviews, at least. But that's fine, because I heard mixed reviews about Stephen Graham Jones as well, and he's fantastic. Lol, I'm trying. Like the Gunslinger, yes. Jeff spilling the tea. Jeff is lying, but that would be dope. He had to get that out there. I shouldn't have read it because I put it in the record by reading that. And I should have said, oh, wait. It says Jeff isn't lying. And that is going to be dope. He didn't say that. I can't get him in legal trouble. Dude, Stolen Tongues is amazing. Okay. Well, then I don't know what to believe, Mike. Although you did like Marla. So, Mike, there is a parting of ways with some things. I did hear some criticism for Stolen Tongues because he was appropriating Native American culture. I did hear that. And if that's the case, that's a more complicated issue beyond the story itself. And I'm not equipped to untie that. So I don't really know if that's true or, I mean, whatever. I would still read it because that's a complicated political issue, and I'm here for the stories. I mean, unless he's done like absolutely horrible things and he's victimized a lot of people, I'll read. Yeah, I really pay attention to reviews, even if it's no good. Worth the money for that title and cover art. I know that cover art was like, damn. You're not supposed to judge a book by the cover, but Oh, also, getting back to Paul Michael Caine, I just because I wrote an article for their he was going to come out with Constant Conversations, a magazine from 19th edition, and he had a lot of people contribute. And I did an interview with Paul Suntop, and there was some really cool things he wrote, and it never went anywhere. I think it was in 21 or 22. And no, it never went anywhere. I have a copy. I think I'm going to put it on my Patreon. So anybody who wants to read it, if you're on my Patreon, probably at a paid tier, um, I will post it for those who want to just at least read it, because he says some great things about the beginning of the press, what gets him motivated, how he works. Um, and by now, it's so old. I don't know if Paul Michael Caine's ever going to do Constant Conversations. So I'm not waiting anymore. And it's just good stuff to just hear right from Paul. And I feel like, people should at least have that. It should be out there. Yes, I loved Marla. Paul introduced me to Jans, and I'm a fan. Well, I'm glad. I started reading Daytide this weekend. It's so good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, post it. Patty, so glad you're loving it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to post it to the Patreon. And you guys can check it out there. Because, I was hoping there was something in there that was kind of new news, but it's since been done. He said I said at the time, I'm like, you're going to be publishing a new novella from Keelan Patrick Burke. So that was Guests. So this article was written before Guests was released. And I said, so you'll be publishing a new novella for, that was the first thing. That was the first time Paul did a first edition of anything. I go, do you have anything else that's coming out that's a brand new book? He said, yeah, a full novel. But he just teased it. And that was Good and Joyful Things by Anya Alborn, I bet. Right? I mean, that's the only one he's done that was never published before. So, and it would have been a good tease back then if it came out right away. Ooh, people would have been excited for it, speculating. Then it was announced. It's a shame, but it'd be a greater shame if nobody ever read it. I mean, it's not mind blowing. It's not like you're going to read it and go, wow, this was like investigative journalism, the likes of which should win a Pulitzer. But you'll get some insights, maybe not a chuckle. Well, Paul Michael Caine certainly sold a good amount of that book. I hope he releases it for those that have been waiting for 4 years. Yeah, people bought it. I am not one of those people. I did not buy it. I would have bought it back in the day. So, yes, so that's on the horizon. But here's something fun. I saw, I got an email from a Dave Hickenberg. Do you guys know who that is? It was just out of the blue. And he sent me an email. He said, hey, Jeff, thoroughly enjoy your videos and appreciate your perspective. You've accumulated so many at this point. Not sure I'd ever catch up, but I tune in here and there. So that's cool. Yeah, there are a lot of episodes of the Jeff Word. Go Jeff yourself. There's a lot of that. And there's also just like you'll never catch up. It's over. I'm writing to see if you'd like to peruse our latest Stephen King annual. This year's theme is It. Every year features a theme, but it also covers other King areas of interest, reviews, interviews, etc. If you would be interested, just let me know. So it came today. So I'm going to unbox it here. I'll probably do another video. Obviously, he's sending it to get attention for it and as an appreciation for the channel and the blather and probably the multi-decibel volume to stay awake on a late Monday night when you'd rather sleep. But here it is. And I got a helpful little note that says, open this end. But I do realize that This is from Overlook Connection Press. I bought some things from them before. I got the Stand dust jacket with dust jacket copy written by Scotty Ian from Anthrax. And I believe it's signed by Scotty Ian. I'm not 100% on that. But it's signed by Glenn Chadbourne for sure. I also have the It dust jacket from Glenn Chadbourne. Overlook Connection Press does a bunch of dust jackets that fit trade edition Stephen King books. And producer Jill also bought for me their edition of The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. Stephen King signed the first edition, limited edition of that book. I didn't get the signature, but oh man, I've not read it yet, but I got that. I also have the unexpurgated, the unabridged edition of Off Season by Jack Ketchum. So I'm a fan of Overlook Connection Press. And so I'm very excited to get this, open this end. I don't know who wrote it, but anyway, so Glenn Chadbourne is very involved with Overlook Connection Press. It might be his press because this says it was sent by Glenn Chadbourne on the return address. And I've said a lot of really angry things about Chismar, and he's buddies with him, so this could be a bomb. That's all I'm saying. This could be a bomb. And in which case, if it is, that'll be great content. This channel will go viral, and then my family could live on the proceeds. Okay, so he said open this end, and this is the end I opened. Let's put the Dragon Lord out of striking distance. There we go. Okay, and we got a note. Jeff Terry, please find enclosed samples of Stephen King annual and Stephen King calendars that we publish. The annual grew out from the calendar, and you'll see from the attached sheet the publication from 2020 to the upcoming 2027 editions, celebrating the 50th anniversary of The Shining. Damn. But getting ahead of myself here, the current edition is the 2026 edition celebrating the 40th anniversary of It. Man, I wish Scribner was doing a better edition than what they're doing. The Stephen King calendar is included within the Stephen King annual, but as noted on the attached sheet, we had to publish the Stephen King calendar separately as folks didn't want to write in the annual. Yeah, I could see that. So we oblige. So within this package is the 2026 Stephen King annual and the calendar. I've also included the 2025 calendar as well. Thank you. Wow. This is awesome. So I will get this, and with no further ado, pop goes the Jeff word. Jeff go boom. Uh-oh. Did something blow up? Jeff, it's a bomb. Oh, boom. Yes. Wow, this is pretty well packed. Oh, man. Okay, what's in here? Oh, this is some real deal stuff right here. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty heavy. This is man. Okay. All right. Okay. Needless to say, it is very well packed. Oh, wow. This is a set of 4 books. Look at this. So it has the Stephen King calendar. Stephen King calendar 2025. It's the 40th anniversary annual here. And then what was this? Stephen King on tour, the 2025 annual. Damn, this stuff is, yes, and it is all signed. This is signed by Glenn Chadbourne right there. The dust jacket. Stevie, Uncle Steve is Blaine the Mono going through the wastelands. If, in case you were wondering what is depicted, that is wild. And then yeah, the Stephen King on Tour annual. Look at that, and it has a reproduction of one of the cards, one of the tickets. This is badass, man. I'm gonna do a video. Oh, David signed it. Very nice. Unless it's just it could be just a facsimile there. Wow. This is cool. I'm definitely gonna do a video on this and share it with everybody. So I see in the back of this annual there was the calendar. So I see what he's talking about. Now they have I was looking at the contents of the anniversary, this one. I was looking at the contents, the contributors. And there's a lot of really good names in here. There's Keelan Patrick Burke's in here. Noah Mitchell and Diana Petroff are in here as contributors. That is like just so cool. I love it. Oh my God. Look at that. It's got facsimile signature right there. Assigned time. So very cool. So I'm going to do a video on this later at a later date and share it with you all. But I'm dying to read a selection of these articles, loaded with articles. I'm flipping through it. I know that's probably really tacky, but I'm enjoying it. And the calendar. So yeah, I'm gonna just have to do videos because this is a really hard way to show it off. Yeah, I dig Glenn Chadbourne's art. I wish he wouldn't work with Chismar, but what can you do? If Paul's watching right now, he's like, steam's coming out of his ears. What? I get rants? I guess if I saw Glenn posting, I would write something to Glenn and I would say, what are you doing? Like, seriously, the guy screws everybody over. But Glenn would at least agree with me about AI now, wouldn't he? He'd say, what you doing there, Paul? But so these are very, very cool. Very cool. I shared them here. I did an unboxing here, but I'll do a video on it later. Jeff, it's a bomb. If it's a bomb, I want your Suntub copy of Swan Song. Oh, okay. So if it was a bomb, don't you think the books would get damaged? If it went boom, I think the books would have gotten a taste. Probably gotten a little bit. But if you've never checked out Overlook Connection Press, do so. Do it. Lots of fun stuff. Oh, man. And this is the sort of thing that's like super flippable and sound, you could just take little bites out of it. And definitely if you're like an ultimate Stephen King fan, this is going to be the sweet spot. So very, very, very cool. It is selfish. It's like me playing with a new toy while I have friends over. And they're like, well, Jeff, we were trying to smoke some joints and you're playing with books. All right. No, it's a paper bomb. Boom goes the paper bomb. If that's a thing, I'm sure. No, I'm not sure. I was going to say I'm sure Richard Chismar would have loved to have sent me a paper bomb at this point, but he doesn't care. He just got me blocked. I'm a fly in the ointment, fly in the Vaseline. So yes, that's very cool. I'm happy about that. Wow, guys, man. I did see a lot of. I did see Serafina starting to come around. People are getting Serafina in the mail from Black Crow. Who got theirs? Somebody got theirs right away, and I'm very, very upset about it. I think it was Matt's Books and Drams. Mine's on the way. How do you know that it's on the way? Did you get a shipping notice? I didn't get anything, Mike. I got no shipping notice. So I have to look, and I'll have to, but I cannot wait. And I think I see what they're talking about with the rib cage on the boards. Looks very cool. Signed in green. Serafina's, like, I was thinking about it again. If you read my newsletter, I was asked what my favorite horror book is, and I always stay very recent when I talk about that. Like, what am I currently reading? What am I digging right now? And Serafina popped up. I'm like, that is such a great read. That's one I've not reread. I didn't read. I read Autumn Springs twice, Boys in the Valley twice. I've read a number of Fracassi books a few times, and that's one I didn't read it since I read the early copy, the Arc. So there were some changes, and I've never gotten back to it. But I love that. That was super dark. I think Gothic is one of Fracassi's darkest books, but it's dark but there's a little glee to it. Serafina's dark, and the content, the subject matter was really dark. There was an email apologizing for the delay from Black Crow. I did see that, but I didn't get a shipping notice. So you only get a bomb from Chiz if you buy his next book and send proof of purchase. Hey, Mindy, I'm signing up for the next one. So, like, I bought the book. Here's my receipt. Okay. But the good thing is they'll send you a bomb. It'll never show up because you're so fantastically late. That's funny. Hans, good to see you. Hans, I didn't see you. Did you sneak in here, Hans? I don't know. Oh, I see. Pop goes to Jeff Ward. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Glad to see you. I also got a shipping notice from Suntub for the numbered No Country for Old Men, which should arrive Friday. That's the other one I saw. I wrote it down if you want to see, if you don't believe me. This is a very, very short. I had very short thing going on here. I wrote, see, Serafina and No Country starting to show up. I saw the No Country. Christopher Bowers got one. No Country for Old Men. Mark Van Oss also got one. And it's the numbered edition, and my heart broke. It basically fractured. My heart fractured. I would probably trade a Schindler's Ark for a No Country for Old Men. But nobody would be stupid enough to do that. Nobody. I would love to get that No Country. Oh my God. I shouldn't see, sometimes you know what your brain's going to do, so you can't let it off the leash. You got to say, this is a no-go zone, brain. And now I'm starting to think about it. Oh man, that is a gorgeous book. I just finished Child of God. Brilliant. Cormac McCarthy. Oh man. I don't even know. I don't even know. So it's making the rounds and really kicking my teeth in with the regret. Although there was just no way it was going to happen. I have the artist edition. It's beautiful. The artist edition is beautiful. Very happy to have it. The first Cormac McCarthy artist edition Suntub did. They didn't do one for the Road or Blood Meridian. But oh my God, it's like, so Mark Van Oss, I think he wrote about the smell of the saddle leather was just too much. And I am very jealous, Hans, that you're getting one. So, but congrats to you, Hans. Glad it's in your hands. My copy of Suntub's The Star showed up today. Can't believe it showed up that quickly. Yeah. Yeah. And that was just this week. So I mean those are things he has ready to go. But I want to read that. I'm genuinely interested in that story. I read it twice and did the audio once. It's so good. Read both the arc and the trade. Yeah, and it's a different experience. I got the Serafina shipping notice from Black Crow on the 9th. It should be here any day. Okay. I received No Country for Old Men today, and it's just perfect. Smells like leather. Best book smell ever. Damn it, Kevin. That's awesome. Yeah, I trade a lot of things for No Country for Old Men. Yes, yes. I mean, I would trade some things if anybody was willing to. I would trade a lot except for the Road or Biblio, or I keep saying Biblio Mysteries, Blood Meridian. I would trade. I starved. I lived on canned soup for 3 weeks to get my numbered No Country. Yeah. I lived off of roadkill in the street and fires I started by rubbing my bones together. I didn't get a notice for that. We're late. The Sweet Bird sang by Kate Whelan should arrive Thursday. Damn. Well, congrats. That's a book you love, enjoy. Hope you enjoy it. It's probably the best edition that'll ever exist. The classic edition of Lamb is shipping soon too. I got my notice today. Lamb by Christopher Moore. Is that who that is? I had to also buy a numbered Ratman's Notebook, which is for sale at cost. Yeah, that's one's not going to be that in that much of a demand. I'm sorry. Christopher Bowers, yes. You have nothing to apologize for. I think of all the people who might have watched my videos or seen my books that are sitting behind me and felt a certain way. So I have it coming to me. I have the FOMO coming to me. It's what I deserve. It's really not FOMO because it's not a fear of missing out. It's just missing out. I don't know how I missed out on even the artist edition. Well, RA, if I had an extra No Country artist edition, I would try to get it to you on a very fast boat. But I only have the one. The Star is the best looking of the 3 short stories that have been done. Really? That's cool. It did look cool. I mean, all the art on the page looked awesome on the product page. So I have no doubt Paul does it. Paul does it up. Paul does it like no other brother. With so many books I ordered this last year, I passed on Black Crow's Serafina, but I have the best version anyway. Earthling. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But it's still available. You could still buy it. What's available at Black Crow? It's part of the episode where we check in with Black Crow. What's available? You can buy the bundle, the pre-order bundle for the Only Good Indians and Off the Reservation. Get the bundle. You can buy Crone, Keith Rawson. It's a pre-order. You can get Serafina. Coffin Moon is a low stock, so good luck. Fever House Duology is still there. They marked it down to $50. There's no longer a slipcase. That's a bummer. You can't get Buffalo Hunter. I got that sold out. The Black Crow books, The Best New Horror, Volume 1, still available. They're not selling out. I'm pretty surprised by that. I'm pretty surprised. I wish it wasn't the case. I would love to see these sold out, especially this duology, because I want it. It's like, so you know what you guys all know what I'm talking about. That need for something to sell out because it's something you want that you shouldn't get. And I want it. I read Coffin Moon and I was meh about Coffin Moon. Somebody just posted, I think it was in Books of Horror, about this person was sort of displeased with the book as well and had higher hopes. And apparently I elucidated exactly how this individual felt, because I wrote, yeah, I felt like Minor wasn't really, his potential wasn't realized, and Rawson wasn't fully committed to having Julia as the hero. So it kind of came out of nowhere and it felt underdeveloped. So there was a lot going on that I didn't dig. And it was a lot of potential that was left unrealized, even though the villain was awesome. I liked that villain a lot. So it was meh for me, but I wanted to read more from Keith. I'm just not going to, especially with shipping from the UK. But Serafina is a no-brainer. It's a cool addition. But you're right, Jason. You got the Earthling one. You already won the war. Why do you have to win every battle? You get the analogy. You get it. Might trade my No Country for a signed bag of bones. Oh, yeah, that's one I can't get rid of. Can't do that one, Hans. I would do anything for No Country, but I can't do that. I once gave away a Stephen King signature on this channel. Mitch won it because he rigged it. I think he hacked my computer. That was crazy that Mitch won. I didn't want it. I almost didn't say his name when he won. I'm like, this is not going to look good. I'm not gonna say this guy's name. I'm gonna pretend it didn't go through. That's right, Mitch. I had a moment where I thought, this doesn't look good. As much as I was happy you won, I also realized about the optics. But I'm no Machiavellian individual. I'm no Machiavelli. So I sent it. Man, I really want Crone and Serafina from Crow. You can get them. They're there. You just have to exchange. So I'm assuming you exchange your time for money. Well, then now you exchange that money for goods and services. You can go get it. Ratman's Notebook is so underrated. It's awesome. I hear that a lot. Lonesome Dove sold out. Really did it? Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I was going to look it up. So that was at Broken Binding. Yeah, but they might go into other printings, right? Books. And it's in Dragon's Horde, which is their fantasy. Between Two Fires sold out. Don't tell that one person on Threads about it. That person will be upset. And they still have the Devils. Oh, the unsigned reprint. Oh, so when it's gone, they take it down from the site. But that's funny because they have Between Two Fires marked as sold out. Huh. Okay. Well, whatever. It's not there. So, yes, it sold out. Congratulations to all who got Lonesome Dove. It took a little bit. I got access to Crone via NetGalley last week. Did you start it? Did you start it up? Did you start reading it? I love Ratman's Notebook. I grabbed the AE, but it took all my restraint not to upgrade to the numbered, especially in that cool notebook format. Yeah, it's a rough one. It's a rough one to pass. Crone is an amazing book. It's better than Coffin Moon. Well, why'd you have to say that, Mike? Everything was fine until you went and said that. Now I got to buy it. Ron, I'm very pleased at least one other feels the same about Ratman. A lot of people do, Jason. There are a lot of people that have been raving about Ratman's Notebooks. And they were very happy at the time that it was announced. And then a bunch of people who discovered it and are like, wow, this is really great. I'm so glad Mitch won that King signature, and I'm not 100% jealous. Yeah. The Dark Man by A Cemetery Dance. That sounds more rigged than the Conor McGregor fight. It was rigged. That Conor McGregor fight was rigged. Everything's rigged. I just got to notice the NFL is starting up with another season. There's going to be another season of football. And I got to say, as the first I saw that, I'm like, what is the point? Everything is rigged. So it's no fun. Ratman's been one of my favorite books for a very long time, so I was so delighted that Suntop recognized its awesomeness. I'm new from the guys at Valancourt that someone was going to do a deluxe hardcover, but didn't know it was going to be Suntop, which was a very pleasant surprise. So you sniffed it out. I have to order the last 2 Sun Eater books from Broken Binding. I have the first 5. I haven't read any of them yet, but I'm committed to collecting them at this point. That's hilarious. Patty, I get it. I got the whole Hyperion Cantos in that bookshelf right there, hidden away from sight. I have all those Grady Hendrix books and Paul Tremblay books without ever having read one word. I'd acquired a whole library of those. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of sympathy from a lot of people here. We get the struggle. We understand the struggle. We understand this assignment. Paul Michael Caine sitting there going, okay, so people are buying books they're not even reading, and they're worried about who write. They're worried about a machine. Andy doesn't even get mad at Glenn. Well, reading Sun Eater series now, Patty, and it's impressive. Well, book 1, I should say. So book 1's great. I've heard great things about it. I just told somebody, my sister-in-law, to read Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you guys have any, so she really likes Andy Weir, his Project Hail Mary, Martian, blah blah blah. I forgot what his other book was. Project Hail Mary and The Martian. What was the other one? Drawn blanks. Artemis. Thank you. Yes, I knew somebody would come to my rescue. I have the whole Hyperion Cantos, and I haven't read them either. Yeah. So she really digs that, and she really digs the Murderbot Diaries. Thank you, Kevin, as well. And so she likes Andy Weir. She likes the Martha Wells Murderbot because she watched the show, and then she listens to the audiobook or whatever it is. So she was telling me about Andy Weir and her whole Martian and all that. And I was going to tell her, well, I think you should read Murderbot Diaries because I've heard good things. And she then, without me saying that, said, oh, and I also been reading this. So I recommended Dungeon Crawler Carl, but would that be something that you could assume a fan of Murderbot Diaries would like? Because when I started describing it, she was like, oh, okay. So I'm just wondering. Murderbot was so good. I'll get to them at some point. Yeah. Yeah. And I was just wondering if there are what other like series in the vein of Murderbot Diaries, like what, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I bet you I should have said that, but she knew about that. We were all kids at the same age. I picked up Sun Eater on Kindle and got like 5 of the books for $1.99 each. Couldn't pass it up. Definitely. I also love Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, and I thought that'd be an easy sort of thing for her to fall into, especially if she likes audiobooks. That's how she's consuming her fiction. And because Kevin got me that was awesome enough to gift me the audiobook of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think she would just love that because of The audiobook was amazing. And I don't think I can read anymore Matt Dinneman, Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I'm gonna have to hear that voice. I'm gonna have to hear the audio. uh, I mean, I'll hear it anyway when I read because it's always gonna be there. New achievement. It's great stuff. That really was a lot of fun. Good night, all. Okay, take it easy, Kevin. Have a great week as well. I have the whole Expanse series from Subpress and haven't started it yet. Probably a few years to go before I start it. Yeah. I just got Petrified Dreams, the last Hap and Leonard. Sad to read it. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't even started. That's another one. I mean, I've at least read Joe Lansdale. I just never cracked the Hap and Leonard stuff. New achievement. I was at Walmart the other day. It's still hard for me to admit that. When I went to Walmart and I went to the book section and I picked up Parade of Horribles, the 8th book, right? I didn't buy it, but I picked it up and I flipped it open randomly and I saw a new achievement. Bombs away. I'm not giving anything away, I don't think. And I'm like, wow, he's still coming up with new achievements. That's crazy. That takes a lot, I'm sure. Murderbot fans might like the Illuminate series. Parables. Did I misspeak? I don't know if I misspoke. Parables. I bet that Subpress Expanse is nice. Sorry, I can barely read, and I'm going to be calling it a night soon. We're almost at time. We're almost at the time. Parade of Horribles, right? Parables. Did I say parables? Did I say parables of horribles? I misspoke. I misspake. That's what you do. Man, I'm still jazzed. I keep seeing these out of the corner of my eye. I'm still jazzed, man. This is Stephen King calendar. Although, do people really write in these? I don't think I would write. I don't think I would write in there. But I'm going to give them a good look through. I'm going to do something rare. I'm going to give them a good look through and tag some things that I like, and have a little bit more of an informed video. I know you don't come here for the information. You come here to see if this is the week where I finally plots or whatever it is. Picked up the new Cornell Woolrich collection on Sunday. Very excited about a new addition to the Woolrich series. Yeah, I have two of them. The Bride Wore Black and Rendezvous in Black. Rendezvous in Black was awesome. I like that one. So yeah. And then I'm trying to think, the other set I bought, I forgot who the author was that were really good. The Scent of New Mown Hay. John. Oh man. I gotta look it up. I'm not gonna settle with it. The Scent of New Mown Hay. John Blackburn. Yeah, John Blackburn. So I got all those books. That was a really good story. And I think I'm going to really dig all those New Mown Hay or all those John Blackburn books. It struck me as like the same as like a generation before, the previous generation's Brian Lumley. That's how I took that book. A lot of espionage, a lot of political intrigue, but also supernatural forces at work. I got to read the Necroscope series again. I have to. Not the Lost Years stuff, just that stuff. Just the original 5. Did you get the new Dresden novella out? Outlaw. Barnes & Noble has it. Speaking of new achievement, today I officially upgraded the last volume of Dark Harvest Night Visions series from the trade hardcover I had to the signed and numbered and slipcase editions. Grail time. Look at this. I have just enough to toast you, Ron. Toast to Ron for that. That's like the sands to the hourglass. Once this glass is empty, what kind of glass is that, Jeff? Oh, it's just a Jeff Word glass. Once that's done, the show's done, basically. It's like a gas tank. It's like the gas in the car. I still haven't read the last Dresden novel. No, I'll have to pick that up. I'll drive by Barnes & Noble tomorrow. Nice. Enjoy the rest of the day. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the day, the rest of the week. I'll see you next week. We'll talk about some stuff. Hopefully no more drama. No more Paul Michael Caine drama. We're going to be done with that. And don't call anybody a douchebag. Unless you really have to. I mean, if your back's against the wall. But I don't know how that would happen. Try to avoid it. And don't be a douchebag. Even more importantly, don't use AI. Don't work with Chismar. A lot of stuff to consider. Just be a good person. And I'll see you again. Oh, what? Okay. And I'll see you again next week. Perhaps.